This is not self-help. This is healing. Body, nervous system, wholeness. Energy medicine, Ayurveda-inspired living, herbal wisdom. Learn, heal, and be together. Wholeness isn't fixing, it's integrating. Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio. Understanding begins here. Healing happens here. Wholeness lives within you. Hello, everybody. Good evening. It is Tuesday, March 17th. This is Evolve Global 22's Healing Circle. And let's get into this. This week, we deviated a little bit from our Become framework and our theme going month to month to do something special that has come up in the last week over and over and over again. And today's topic is going to be brain fog and the overloaded mind. I want to welcome every single one of you. Understanding why so many people feel mentally foggy, unfocused, and cognitively overloaded is extremely important because, as you know, our body gives us signals. So welcome again. This is our healing circle. Take a breath and arrive. Soften your forehead, relax your jaw, let your shoulders drop a little bit. Tonight, we are talking about something that many people experience. It's become a norm in modern day life, but we often struggle to explain it. Brain fog, not feeling as sharp, forgetting simple things, having trouble concentrating, feeling like your mind is full and tired at the same time. This experience can be so frustrating, especially for people who know they are intelligent, capable, and thoughtful. Brain fog can make you feel disconnected from yourself, like your mind is not working the way it used to. And because of that, many people become afraid. But very often, brain fog is not a sign that you are broken. It is a sign that your system may be overloaded. The brain, my friends, is deeply dependent on steady support. It needs oxygen, blood flow, stable fuel, hormonal balance, nervous system steadiness, rest, recovery. And in modern life, many of these supports are strained, sometimes non-existent in people's worlds. People are taking in enormous amounts of information every day, switching attention constantly, sleeping poorly, eating irregularly, managing chronic stress, holding emotional weight, living with inflammation, hormonal shifts, and overstimulation. The mind is not separate from the body, so when the body is taxed, the brain often feels it. Brain fog is one way the body-mind system says, I am overloaded. I need steadiness. I need support. I need space. Tonight, we are naming brain fog not as a personal failure, but as a response worth understanding. Let's get right into this with our 5 learning points. The brain requires a great deal of energy. The brain is always working, thinking, organizing, remembering, filtering, focusing, planning, and sensing. That, my friends, requires fuel. When energy production is unstable, the brain often shows the effects quickly. This may look like difficulty finding words, trouble remembering simple things, reduced focus, slower processing, feeling mentally thick. So brain fog is not imaginary. It is often a real reflection of low or unstable support. Learning point number 2, constant stimulation fragments attention. Modern life trains the brain to constantly shift. The phone, the text, the emails, headlines, video, tasks, notifications, and interruptions. This constant switching weakens sustained attention. It also keeps the mind from settling. The brain rarely gets to finish one full cycle of focus before it's pulled elsewhere. Over time, this creates a mental feeling of clutter, not because the person is incapable, but because the system is overloaded. Learning point number 3, stress changes how the brain functions. When the body is under stress, the brain prioritizes survival. That means the brain may become more reactive and less spacious. Memory gets affected. Concentration gets harder. Creativity narrows. Mental flexibility may decrease. This is why stress often makes people feel less sharp. The brain is not shutting down, it is adapting to strain. Learning point number 4, blood, sugar, and nourishment affect mental clarity. The brain needs a steady fuel supply. When a person is skipping meals, eating in ways that cause strong spikes and crashes, or not getting enough balanced nourishment, the mind may become cloudy. Many people interpret this as a lack of discipline or concentration, but sometimes the issue is more foundational. The brain may not be receiving steady support. Mental clarity is often deeply connected to metabolic steadiness. Learning point number 5, mental overload needs restoration, not shame. When people experience brain fog, they often respond with frustration. They push harder, judge themselves, get scared, and try to outwork the fog. But often what is needed is not more focus, it's more support, more rhythm, more steadiness, more nourishment, more rest, more reduction of overload. Healing the mind often begins with caring for the system that holds it. So let's look at this from a power of 3 lens. In energy medicine, an overloaded mind often reflects an overloaded nervous system. Calming internal overstimulation supports clarity. This, my friends, is why energy work and energy medicine and working with your chakra system and your energy system within the body is so important. In Ayurveda inspired living, rhythm, digestion, rest, and reduced overstimulation support cognitive steadiness. Ayurveda, one of the biggest things about Ayurveda medicine is rhythm and putting your foods together in alignment with your dominant body type. This is so important for us in helping and supporting our body to be steady overall, but especially for cognitive steadiness. In herbal wisdom, gentle support for the brain-body system can help restore clear thinking over time. This is why it's so important to have your nature's medicine cabinet in, built up and understood, and you are using what's in nature's medicine cabinet. I do not use any kind of pharmaceuticals. I use everything from plant-based, green and clean products. I make my own, as you know, essential oils, and then I have a new product that I use that I'm going to share with you later. But let's talk about how this integrates, excuse me, into real life. You may recognize all of this when you walk into a room and forget why you went there. You know what you want to say, but cannot find the words. Tasks that used to feel easy now feel heavier. Your mind feels cluttered all day. You cannot focus for as long as you used to. Too much input makes you shut down. This is not a sign of decline. Sometimes it's a sign of overload. Now, as always, my friends, if you have not started journaling, start this week. Do yourself a big, big, big favor. Take these questions and take these topics and just simply write what comes to mind. Start with 1 day a week, 5-10 minutes. Number 1, what tends to create the most mental overload in my life right now? Number 2, when does my mind feel clearest, even briefly? Number 3, what habits or patterns may be contributing to mental fog for me? Number 4, how do I usually treat myself when I feel cognitively off? And number 5, what is one way I can support my mind with more gentleness this week? Brain fog, my friends, is frustrating, but it is not meaningless. It may be your system asking for less overload and more support. Clarity often returns not when we shame ourselves into functioning, but when we create the conditions that allow the mind to settle and the body to stabilize. One more quick share, as promised, that fits this conversation about energy and daily support. I have been using Agara Cafe as part of my morning routine. I loved it so much that I became an ambassador of this product. It's a smooth, functional coffee from Agara Life, and I keep it simple. It is not about quick fixes. It's about supportive rituals that you can actually stick with. What I like about it is that it's built around ingredients that support the body in different ways. This is the only functional coffee on the market that approaches health and wellness from a holistic perspective, and you can notice it from its ingredients, like lion's mane, which supports mental clarity and cognitive function. Chromium helps with metabolic support. Green coffee bean supports balanced appetite. Saffron, known for mood balance. Lotus leaf provides gentle detox support. Citrus aurantium helps boost energy. And L-theanine, which supports calm focus. If you want to try it, I have a 5-day sample pack for $20. Each sample is 1 serving. You mix it with 8 ounces of boiling water, stir, and add whatever you normally add to coffee. You can also drink it iced. You can also run it through a coffee maker or a French press. I've provided the link here in the description and in the first comment. Now, if tonight's healing circle resonated with you, I'd love to invite you into the deeper journey inside Evolve Global 22's Healing Circle on Patreon. Inside Patreon, these conversations are approached with more depth, more teaching, more reflection, and more practical support. You'll receive early access to the healing circles, weekly masterclasses, guided healing sessions and practices and meditations, supportive tools for reflection and integration, a more intimate healing community, and direct support from me. If you've been wanting deeper support for your healing, health, and wellness journey, please come join us. The link is here in the description, as well as the first comment. Now, my friends, remember, healing happens here. Wholeness lives within you. Peace, love, and light. I love you all. Take care. See you in the circle.